What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So guys, we're back with some Payday 3 under the surface solo guides stealth. We're doing it on normal mode, and over here I am equipping my mask, but the method that I'm going to show you guys is in fact also possible if you don't equip your mask, but I will explain that in a bit. For the skills that I'm using, it's actually only one. It's called Quick Fingers. It's the second skill in the Infiltrator branch. And to be honest, you don't really need it. What this skill does, it's just when you pick a lock, you will get rush, and while the rush is active, if you pick another lock, it will go faster. For the entrance, I like this gate over here. It's close to the main entrance of the museum, and also if you go from the sides, you will have too much issues with the guards and also the cameras. So like this, I think it's the easiest, but it doesn't really matter. So when you get to the main door, you can see my rush is active, so this lock was much faster, but in principle you don't really need it. So once you're inside, I like to go immediately to the left. Be careful, sometimes there is a guard patrolling over here. If that's the case, of course, just wait for him to go away. Also watch out for the cameras. But the reason I go to the left is because of this room over here. It's kind of a locker room, and almost every time you play this, you will find a phone over here. So it's either in the open or it's in one of these closets or cabins. So you just have to open all of them. Just make sure that you find the phone, because you need the QR codes to access the showrooms where we will steal the paintings. Then on the left, when you exit, again be careful for the camera and also the guards. On the left you will find two restrooms. In one of these two restrooms there will always be a phone as well. Now in total for this mission you need at least 4 QR codes. So it's very important that you get at least 4, and even most of the time you will need 5, but you guys will also see in a bit why that is exactly. Now when you're done here, so when you have the 2 QR codes, the first thing that you should do is go to room E1. Now this is the room where you can find the first painting that we have to steal, but instead of this I like to go upstairs to the security room, because if we go there we can take out the guard that is watching the camera footage, and then we can actually disable all of the cameras, which will make things a lot easier. So 4 possible locations where this room can be. First one is over here. Right now it's the server room, which we will also need later, but that's the first location where the security room can be. The second and third location will be over here on the left and then on the right. So there will be 2 doors. First we have the break room over here, where we can, by the way, also find a phone, so for the QR codes. And the second one in my case was the security room. The fourth location I'm going to show you guys in a bit. Now when you're here you can equip your mask, you can take him out. If you really don't want to equip your mask in this mission, you can skip this part. You can do everything like I'm going to do it, but then you always have to be careful for the cameras.
Yeah. Hey there, buddy.
And I can tell you guys, then this mission will be really annoying. And to be honest, there is not really a point of not equipping your mask, because in this mission, in the museum, you only have guards anyway, so if someone is going to spot you, the alarm is always going to go off. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a mask or not, so there's not really an advantage of not equipping your mask. Only in the end, which you guys will also see, it will be easier if you don't have your mask on, but that's just a small advantage compared to a very big disadvantage while you're inside. So like you guys saw, I went to the break room. There's also a phone most of the time over there. Then next up we can go back to the server room. In the server room again there can be a phone. We need these QR codes so that we can access all of the rooms for all of the paintings. And in the server room, you will also find this thing on the left over here. Now, this is basically a scanner which will tell us if a painting is real or not. So in total, we have to steal 4 pieces of art. For the last one, there is 2 possible rooms where it can be. In one of the rooms, there will be a fake one, and in another room, there will be the real one. And we need this device to discover which one is the real one. But you guys will also see that in a bit. So when we're back downstairs, we can go to room E1. I also took down this guard over here. By the way, if you have a pistol with a suppressor, it will help you out a lot. It's free, so definitely equip it as well. In total, by the way, you can take down 4 guards, unless you have some skill that increases this amount. but the first guard that we took out is in the security room, and this one was the second for me. Room E1 is on the left over here. Just scan the QR code, and then most of the time the painting that we want to steal will be on the right. And as you guys can see, it has a cage around it. So the next thing that we have to do is disable this cage. And this is with a really strange security system. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but if you guys see it, you will probably understand it. First, you have to find this little screen. Normally it's indicated with like a finger pointing at it, so it should be easy to find. There is 3 or 4 possible locations for this, I think. After you enable this screen, you will have these random circles pop up. You have to stand in them for a while, and if you do this 5 times, somehow you disable the cage or the security bars. I have no idea what this is exactly. I don't know if they use it in real life, but you have to do it 5 times, 5 circles, and then the cage will go down. These locations of these circles are often in an area where you have a guard patrolling, or it's in a place where the camera can see it, so just be careful. By the way, also over here on the right side, when you enter, there is also a possible phone location. Check there as well, because like I said, we need the QR codes. Also notice that when you do one circle, another circle location that you already did might respawn. So if it's an easy location, you can also just go back. When you finish the last one, go back to room E1. The cage or the bars will be gone, and then you can just pick the lock or just cut the glass and take the painting. When you're stepping outside of the room, so the exhibition room, always be careful for guards. I wasn't careful over here, so he saw me and I had to shoot him. But this is of course not something that you want, because every time you shoot a guard, you have to answer the radio, and you can only do this 4 times. And this was actually my last time over here, because while doing the thing with the circles, I also shot another guard that saw me, and I still had the second floor that I also had to do. So the more guards that you leave alive, the more chance that you have of actually finishing the mission in stealth. Now after you take the painting, the objective will be to bring it to the van, but the van is outside and there are a lot of civilians there, so I prefer to just drop the bag over here and then do all of the paintings at the end, because this kind of reduces the odds of getting out of stealth. But if you want, you can also bring it to the van already, but then there is a large chance that you will ruin the entire mission, at least if you want to keep it in stealth. Now after you have the first painting, you can go upstairs, and then the thing where you need to go is the manager's office. Now the manager's office, just like the security room, it has 4 possible locations. So the security room, the manager's office, the break room, and the server room, these 4, they always switch. So they can all be each other, if you understand. So you kind of have to look for the manager's room and the other rooms as well. But in the manager's room, you will find the manager's PC, and there you can find information about the paintings that we want to steal and in which rooms that you will have to look. The manager himself always passes through his office as well, so be careful for that. But normally if you crouch behind the PC, he won't be able to see you. There could be a phone in his office as well, so make sure to get it for the QR code. Interact with the PC, and then also in this small cabin over here you can find a safe. Open the safe, because inside you can find a flash drive which you need to take the last painting. So very important, don't forget it. On the PC you can find info about the rooms where you can find the paintings. So the UMA paintings, you can find them in E4 and E7 in my case. And then the Vicario paintings was E3 and E5. I looked at it kind of fast, but normally I'm going to return later because I forgot. But in the subject of the mail, you can just find the rooms where you have to look. So first I go to E3 for the Vicario painting, the first one. E3 is on the first floor. So E1 until E3 is on the first floor, and then E4 until E7 is on the second floor. When you enter, there could be 2 types of security systems. The first one is the lasers. I would say pretty easy, just watch how the lasers act. If you find this box over here, you can also turn them off, and then you can move however you want. The painting that you're looking for, when you shine on it with your UV light, you should see some kind of stain. The same painting is in this room twice, but you need the one with the stain because this is apparently blood from the painter, and you will only see this stain when you shine on it with the UV light. So just make sure that you have the correct one. So again, when you have this painting, normally you should take it immediately to the van, but we're gonna just drop it where we dropped the first painting. After this, we can go for the second Vicario painting. So in my case, this was in room E5 on the second floor. And again, there will be one painting with a blood stain, and then the other one will be without the blood stain. Now for entering the room, you will need another QR code. So this is the third QR code. And there was one important thing that I forgot to do here first. For the second floor, there is again a security bar system or a cage system that you have to disable. So again, the thing with the circles, you have to do it again for the second floor. By the way, the security system that you see in this room over here is a motion detector. The only thing that you have to know is just stand still when the red light passes over you. Don't turn, don't walk, just don't do anything for like 2 seconds, and then you can move again freely. Just like in the other room, there is a switch that you can turn off, and this will disable the security system. So you guys can see there are security bars, so we have to find the LED screen so that we can enable the circle system, and then we have to go stand in 5 circles so that the cage will go down. On the second floor, close to the manager's office, you will always have the manager walking around as well, and then also this janitor. Now, I forgot about this and he spotted me, but because he's a civilian, you can just take him and throw him somewhere, and you don't need to kill him. If you kill him, you will get less money at the end, so definitely don't kill him. And the manager was also there, so I thought, why not also just shove him somewhere as well, so that we don't have any issues with him later. So this you can do this as much as you want, just don't kill them because you will get, I think, 20k less at the end. So the LED screen, you have to activate it. The first possible location that I know is over there, and then the second one is over here. Another location, I haven't seen it yet, but normally it should be somewhere where it's at least clear to see. So maybe on the other side on the wall could be possible as well. So again, the circle system, I won't show this to you guys. The system is the same, just be careful for guards. Cameras are disabled. On the second floor, there aren't as many guards as on the first floor, so this should be a lot easier. So after the last one, I went back to room E5. In my case, the cage is down now. Security system was already disabled. So then again, I just have to use the UV light to find the real one. This one didn't have a stain, and this one does have a stain. So then you can lockpick or cut the glass and take the painting. Then again, like the first painting, and also like the second painting, like I already did, you can bring it to the location down the stairs. You can drop it over there, and then it's time to get the last painting. Now the last painting, first thing that we needed was the flash drive. We already have it. And then the second thing was in the server room, and it's kind of the, I don't know how to call it, but it's this device that we will use to determine if the painting is real or not, because the same painting will be in 2 rooms. One of them will be real, one of them will be fake, and of course we want the real one. So first room we're checking, again we have the motion sensor, so there will be a switch if you want to disable it. I always recommend to disable it because you might forget when you take the painting, you might want to run away, or you might not see the sensor, and then it can ruin the entire heist, and this is of course not what you want. So the painting, I don't know if it looks like this every time, but you can cut the glass first, and then the meter or the device that you have in your hand, you can just throw it in front of it and then it will scan. Now in my case, for the first room, it was fake. So that's why I needed at least one more QR code to open the last room. So in total, you need at least 4 or 5 QR codes so that you can steal all the paintings that are mandatory. So this wasn't the real one. Then the last room I had to check was E7. In E7 again we had the lasers, so I didn't turn it off over here. But we have to find the same painting, then again throw the meter in front of it, and then of course this time it was real. Now because this is the real one, we have to use the flash drive so that we can take it. I guess if you don't use the flash drive, the alarm goes off. But for the real one, you have to use the flash drive before you can take it. So that's also important. If you use the flash drive for the fake one by accident, I don't know what happens, but it could be that again your heist is kind of ruined. So definitely don't do that. Use the meter. It's in the server room anyway. It's easy to get. So just make sure that you have the good one. So now that we have all the mandatory paintings, if you like, you can also steal more. So in all of the exhibition rooms, there was more artwork. There's also 2 rooms that we didn't open at all. So if you like, you can go there and you can steal some more. But for me personally, this was enough. This mission in total, I think it took me like half an hour. It takes really long. So after this, I was kind of done. Now the last part is bringing these 4 bags to the van. And this is actually quite difficult. So like I mentioned, if you're masked up and if you go outside, there's a lot of civilians. If they see you, they could start yelling, whatever, and the alarm could go off. So what you want to do is just crouch, use the benches and the bushes to hide, and get everything to the van. Now I'm gonna be honest, I almost got caught. I got everything in the van, but I almost got caught. I will also show this in a bit. But if you get caught, it's not that big of an issue. So I finished a heist just like this as well, where I got caught, and what happens is just the van will disappear. You will have to call in a helicopter on the roof, and then you just have to bring all the bags to the roof, which is actually easier and faster than bringing them to the van. So of course, if this happens, definitely don't start over, just finish it, get your cash. But then if you really want to do it in stealth, you can just try again. Now, if you do this without mask, of course this part will be easy, but the part inside with the cameras will be difficult. Of course, if you have a skill where you can disable the cameras, it might be easier. I had a skill equipped where I can loop the camera footage, so you can loop 1 camera at a time. But to be honest, turning them off is just much easier. I don't know if there is a more advanced skill where you can turn off multiple cameras. If you have this, maybe you can do it without mask. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would just mask up, and then the end, just try it. If it doesn't work out, just bring it to the helicopter. So just to show you guys, after my 3rd bag, some guy saw me and I was like, shit. And of course, if someone sees you, another guy sees you, and then you have to just tie them all up, or you at least have to shove them to the ground. And then the guard came. It got really messy, but somehow I just managed to get everything to the van without the alarm going off. So it still counts as stealth. But like I said, don't stress about it, this part. It's not that important. The most important part is just getting all of the loot without triggering the alarm, because you don't want police and all of that in the museum while you still have to get some paintings. So guys, that was pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my Discord server in the description, and peace out, you guys.